Bruner's theory of cognitive development. Bruner was an American psychologist. He proposed the theory of cognitive development. These principles of Bruner are also known as the theory of learning. Bruner defined the theory of learning in 3 elements, in which he said that 1 or 3 elements should be included in the education system for the students to learn in the classroom. ENACTIVE. Representation, it is action-based learning, in which the student tries to understand the objects by doing action and starts establishing the reactions from that object in the form of memory and characteristics in his mind. For example, if give a toy to a child, you see them doing different types of actions with it. For example, putting it in the mouth or looking at it by rotating it. This type of learning is more active in the 0 to 3 years of the students. Under this, the student tries to learn things on the basis of action-reaction. Due to this, his memory starts to develop. Iconic representation, in this, the child starts imbibing the characteristics of an object on the basis of its size, color, etc. This learning process is more active mainly from 3 to 7 years. In this, the student is motivated to learn by watching instead of doing an action. For example, at this age, students have to show a picture of an object to remember it. For example, kites, apples, ships, etc. Symbolic representation, under this, the student begins to identify an audio, video or an object as a sign. At this stage, students start learning something on the basis of language signs. For example, if a child is told a lion, then after seeing its picture in his mind, he feels it and starts accepting the thoughts related to it. In this, students can easily be taught by giving lectures. Features of Bruner's theory. Bruner also gives important place to the prior knowledge of the students through this theory. According to them, the cognitive development of the student is sequence-based. Bruner also emphasizes on the principle of reinforcement for learning, such as rewards and punishments, etc. According to this, students begin to learn and understand things through their natural actions and development. According to this theory, students try to understand something by using their own knowledge, due to which this theory of Bruner is also called discovery learning. According to them, learning of a topic should be done by taking the students from the known to the unknown. Bruner argues that language can code stimuli and free an individual from the constraints of dealing only with appearances, to provide a more complex yet flexible cognition. The use of words can aid the development of the concepts they represent and can remove the constraints of the here and now concept. Bruner views the infant as an intelligent and active problem solver from birth, with intellectual abilities basically similar to those of the mature adult. Autonomous learners. The aim of education should be to create autonomous learners. In 1960, Bruner's text, The Process of Education, was published. For Bruner, the purpose of education is not to impart knowledge, but instead to facilitate a child's thinking and problem-solving skills. Spiral curriculum. Spiral curriculum refers to a curriculum design in which key concepts are presented repeatedly throughout the curriculum, but with deepening layers of complexity, or in different applications. This involved information being structured so that complex ideas can be taught at a simplified level first, and then revisited at more complex levels later on. Therefore, subjects would be taught at levels of gradually increasing difficulty. Scaffolding. The term scaffolding first appeared in the literature when Wood, Bruner, and Ross described how tutors interacted with a preschooler to help them solve a block reconstruction problem. Scaffolding involves helpful, structured interaction between an adult and a child with the aim of helping the child achieve a specific goal. The purpose of the support is to allow the child to achieve higher levels of development by simplifying the task or idea, motivating and encouraging the child, highlighting important task elements or errors, giving models that can be imitated. Discovery learning. Bruner proposes that learners construct their own knowledge and do this by organizing and categorizing. Information using a coding system. Bruner believed that the most effective way to develop a coding system is to discover it rather than being told by the teacher. The concept of discovery learning implies that students construct their own knowledge for themselves, also known as a constructivist approach. Conclusion. Bruner's theory emphasizes getting students to study sequentially. Because of this, their ideas can also be seen from a scientific point of view. Their psychological ideas are adopted in the teaching-learning process and they are used for learning.